The return to Benin was met with a hero's welcome. Crowds gathered at the city gates, their cheers echoing across the land like the rolling drums of victory. Yet, for Idia, the triumph felt hollow. Igo was alive but broken, his spirit rattled by the horrors he had endured. And though they had won a battle, the war was far from over. The kingdom remained under threat, its future hanging by a thread woven with uncertainty and betrayal. As the Oba summoned his council to hear Idia's report, murmurs slithered through the halls like restless serpents. The elders whispered of her journey into the shadow realm, their voices laced with awe and fear. Ogbil leaned toward another elder, his expression tight with distrust. A queen who meddles with dark forces cannot be trusted. Today, she saves us, tomorrow, she might destroy us. Idia stood before the Oba, her gaze steady, ignoring the hushed accusations. Ohen has not been defeated, she announced. His alliance with the Egola strengthens. We must prepare for an attack that will test every strength of this kingdom. The Oba's voice, though calm, carried the weight of doubt. And how do we know your actions have not already brought danger to us? A thick silence followed. Idia met his gaze, unwavering. Because I fight for Benin, always. Even if some would rather see me fail than see us survive. That night, seeking solace, Idia found Esegi on the palace balcony. They sat in silence, watching the city below, its people unaware of the shadows threatening their peace. Above them, the stars shimmered, distant and indifferent. They'll never stop doubting you, Esegi murmured. No matter how many times you save them. It's not their doubt that troubles me, Idia admitted. It's the cost of every victory. How many more lives will be lost before this is over? Esegi reached for her hand, his touch grounding her. You carry too much, Idia. Let me share the weight. She turned to him, her voice barely above a whisper. I can't afford to lose you, Esegi. Not now, not ever. His grip tightened. You won't. We're in this together, until the end. Meanwhile, deep within the Egola camp, Ohen nursed his wounds, his rage simmering beneath the surface. He stood before the Egola king, his eyes dark with hatred. Your promises grow thin, Ohen, the king growled. The warrior queen continues to defy us. Ohen clenched his fist. She may have won a battle, but I will take her kingdom from within. His plan was ruthless. He would exploit the divisions in Benin's court, turning its leaders against each other. And so, his agents slithered into the city like shadows, carrying whispers of doubt and pouches of gold. Late one night, Elder Ogbil received a mysterious visitor. A cloaked figure placed a heavy pouch on the table before him. A gift from those who seek to restore order to Benin, the spy murmured. All we ask is your cooperation. Ogbil eyed the gold warily. What kind of cooperation? Undermine Idia. Spread doubt. Push the Oba to limit her influence. Do this, and the rewards will be endless. Greed flickered in Ogbil's eyes. He hesitated, but only for a moment. As the days passed, the court grew more volatile. Lies dripped from Ogbil's lips like poison, casting Idia as a threat rather than a savior. The elders muttered amongst themselves, their faith in her wavering. The Oba, torn between loyalty and the council's growing pressure, summoned Idia to a private meeting. The elders are restless, he said. They demand answers about your journey into the shadow realm. With all respect, my king, Idia replied, what they demand is irrelevant. What matters is that I fight for this kingdom. Every action I take is to protect Benin. The Oba sighed. Even so, I must tread carefully. A divided court weakens us all. Frustration simmered in Idia's veins. The kingdom's greatest threat was no longer the Egola, it was the enemy within. Later that night, Osazi appeared unannounced in her chambers, his face grim. Darkness spreads in the court, Idia. Ohen's agents are here, poisoning the hearts of those who should stand with you. Idia's jaw tightened. How do I fight an enemy I cannot see? With wisdom, Osazi said. Not just strength. Watch the ones who whisper the loudest. They are the first to betray. His words echoed in her mind as she and Esiji devised a plan. They planted false information about a critical supply route, knowing the spies would relay it to the Egola. Days later, the Egola forces struck the decoy location, only to walk straight into a well-laid trap. The victory was swift, but the true success lay in what came after. Esiji smirked. We've got them now. This will expose the traitors in the court. Idia's expression was somber. Not all of them. But it's a start. The evidence pointed straight to Ogbil. Dragged before the Oba, he denied everything, his voice laced with indignation. This is a ploy to silence me, he shouted. The warrior queen fears my influence, so she resorts to lies. Idia's gaze was cold as steel. The only thing I fear is the cost of your betrayal. How many lives did you sell for gold, Ogbil? Fury burned in the Oba's eyes. Enough. You will answer for your treachery. Ogbil was taken away in chains, but the damage was done. The court remained divided, and the seed of distrust had already taken root. As Idia stood once more on the palace balcony, she watched the city below, its people moving through life unaware of the war brewing around them. Beside her, Esiji sighed. One traitor down, he murmured. How many more to go? Idia's lips pressed into a firm line. As many as it takes. They think they can break me, but they've only made me stronger. In the horizon, dark clouds gathered ominously, heralding the battles yet to come. As the first light of dawn painted the sky in shades of gold, the air within the royal court of Benin hung heavy with tension. Murmurs slithered through the palace halls like restless spirits. Ogbil's arrest had sent shockwaves through the kingdom. His allies, now exposed, scrambled to shield themselves from the inevitable reckoning. In the shadows, Ohen spies moved deftly, their poison whispers seeping into the ears of the unsuspecting, crafting falsehoods designed to fracture the kingdom's trust in Queen Idia. In the bustling marketplace, where the scent of roasted yams and fresh spices mingled in the air, a vendor leaned closer to her neighbor, her voice a hushed tremor of uncertainty. They say the warrior queen wields dark sorcery, she murmured. That's how she wins her battles. Her neighbor, an older woman with deep-set eyes that had witnessed many storms, scoffed. And if her magic keeps us safe, does it matter? Would you rather see the Egola warriors at our gates? The vendor hesitated, casting a wary glance around. Perhaps, but what if her magic turns against us? The seeds of doubt had been sown, and Ohen's scheme took root in the fertile soil of fear. Within the grand chamber of the Oba's palace, the weight of the crisis pressed down upon the king's advisors. The Oba, his regal form burdened with the troubles of his people, sat upon his throne, his crown tilted slightly as though even it bore the strain of his duties. One elder stepped forward, his expression grim. With Ogbil's arrest, we risk alienating his allies. The court is already a nest of suspicion. Another elder countered, his tone firm. And to do nothing would invite greater treachery. We must act with strength. The Oba raised a hand, his voice steady yet edged with fatigue. Enough. This kingdom will not endure if it remains divided. We must find a way to mend its fractures before they break us entirely. At that moment, Idia entered the chamber, her every step a statement of unwavering resolve. Silence fell as her gaze swept over the gathered men. Unity will not come from appeasing traitors, she declared. It will come from proving to the people that justice reigns in Benin. The Oba studied her carefully. And how do you propose we administer justice to those who have not yet revealed their treachery? We do not wait for them to reveal themselves, Idia said, her voice carrying the weight of certainty. We draw them out. Later that evening, in the dimly lit strategy chamber, Idia and Prince Esiji pored over reports of unusual movements along the Egola border. Their enemies were cunning, decoy routes had exposed some spies, but others remained hidden, lurking within their own ranks. SAG exhaled sharply. They are more entrenched than we thought. Killing one snake does not destroy the nest. Then we find the nest, Idia responded, her mind already weaving a plan. What if we create the illusion of weakness? A rift between the Oba and me, one large enough to tempt the traitors into revealing themselves. SAG hesitated. The lanterns in the chamber cast long shadows on the walls, mirroring his uncertainty. If this deception fails, the people's trust in you could be shattered. And if we do nothing? Idia's gaze was unwavering. They will lose everything. Sometimes, to save the kingdom, you must be willing to gamble the crown. He reached for her hand, his voice softer now. I do not fear for the kingdom, Idia. I fear for you. Her expression softened, though her resolve remained unshaken. You have always stood by me, SAG. Trust me now. The following night, the Oba announced a grand masquerade ball to celebrate Benin's victories, a perfect stage for their deception. Idia adorned herself in a resplendent crimson gown, her golden mask glistening like firelight. SAG stood beside her in emerald robes, ever her shadow and her shield. As nobles and dignitaries mingled beneath the glow of lanterns, the tension in the air was palpable. And then, the moment arrived. The Oba's voice rang out, sharp and commanding. Your methods are reckless, Idia. You endanger the kingdom with every decision. Idia stepped forward, her retort equally fierce. And your hesitation places it in peril. Perhaps it is time for a ruler who understands the stakes. Gasps rippled through the court as she turned on her heel, storming from the hall in a calculated show of defiance. Hours later, hidden behind the wooden latticework of a secluded chamber, Idia and SAG watched as the true conspirators gathered in secret. Among them stood a trusted elder, one who had publicly sworn allegiance to her. The queen's ambition would be the ruin of us all, he spat. We must act before she seizes control. Another figure, cloaked in shadow, nodded. The Egola are prepared. If we open the palace gates, they will ensure our safety. Idia's breath hitched, but her grip on the hilt of her dagger remained firm. SAG signaled to the waiting guards, who stormed in, seizing the traitors before they could escape. By dawn, the conspirators stood bound in chains before the people of Benin. The Oba's voice rang clear, each word a hammer striking the anvil of justice. These men and women betrayed our kingdom for their own gain. Let their fate serve as a warning to those who would conspire against Benin. Stripped of their titles and lands, they were cast into exile, a fate worse than death. In the solitude of the throne room, the Oba turned to Idia. Your plan worked, but the kingdom is uneasy. And our enemies still watch from the shadows. Idia held his gaze. Victory always comes at a cost. But now, we know who stands with us. The Oba exhaled heavily. You have proven yourself time and again. But I fear that the battle ahead will demand even more of you. Miles away, Ohen stood atop a rocky outcrop, his cloak billowing in the wind. Before him, an Egola army stretched to the horizon, their weapons gleaming beneath the rising sun. Dark energy paused at his fingertips as he smirked. Let them celebrate their little victory, he murmured. They have only delayed the inevitable. The storm is coming, and this time, it will consume them all. The royal court was charged with urgency, a low murmur of anxious voices filling the grand hall. Queen Idia stood before a detailed map of Benin and its surrounding territories, her expression resolute. The kingdom's key advisors, generals, and elders had assembled, their faces etched with concern. The Egola are amassing their forces, Idia declared, her voice cutting through the tension like a blade. This will not be a mere skirmish, it will be a full-scale war. We must fortify our borders and prepare our people for what's to come. General Isoken, a battle-hardened warrior, stepped forward. Our warriors are strong, my queen, but their numbers are unmatched. How do we counter their sheer size? With strategy, Idia replied, her gaze steady. And with allies. A ripple of silence spread through the room. The elders exchanged wary glances. Elder Obohiagbon cleared his throat. What allies, Your Majesty? The neighboring tribes are neutral at best, hostile at worst. Idia's eyes burned with conviction. There is one tribe that owes Benin a debt, the Etsoko. It is time to call upon it. The journey to Etsoko territory was long and fraught with peril, but Idia and Prince Esiji pressed on, determined. The land was rugged, its people fiercely independent and known for their unmatched hunting skills. As they approached the Etsoko chief's palace, their presence was met with cold stares and wary glances. A guard stepped forward, spear in hand. The Queen of Benin comes to our lands uninvited. State your purpose. Idia did not flinch. I come to remind your chief of his promise. Let us speak, and you will understand that this is not just Benin's fight, it is yours as well. After a tense pause, they were escorted inside. Chief Okpem sat on his ebony-carved throne, his piercing gaze fixed on Idia. Queen Idia, he mused. It has been years since our paths crossed. What brings you to my lands? A debt, Chief Okpem, Idia said, stepping forward. When your people were under siege, Benin stood by your side. Now we face an enemy that threatens us all. I ask for your warriors to honor the bond between our lands. Okpem stroked his chin. You speak of honor, yet war comes at a great price. What does Etsoko gain from this alliance? Idia met his gaze with unwavering determination. You gain a future. If Benin falls, the Egola will not stop until all lands bow to them. Stand with us, and we ensure our freedom together. The chief leaned back, considering her words. A heavy silence stretched between them before he finally nodded. Very well. Etsoko will stand with Benin. But know this, if you fail, my people will not pay the price for your kingdom's mistakes. Back in Benin, unrest simmered within the royal court. Some elders doubted Idia's decision to seek help from the Etsoko, while others feared the cost of prolonged war. Elder Odian scoffed. Every decision she makes brings more risk. Are we to gamble our kingdom's future on these alliances? Elder Omarui interjected, his voice firm. And what would you have us do? Surrender to Ohen and the Egola? Odian exhaled sharply. Perhaps diplomacy is a better weapon than the sword. The Oba listened in silence, then raised his hand to quiet the room. His voice carried the weight of finality. Idia has never failed this kingdom. Until she does, I will not doubt her. Prepare our people for war. When the Etsoko warriors arrived in Benin, the kingdom buzzed with renewed hope. The sight of their skilled hunters, armed with finely crafted bows and razor-sharp machetes, inspired awe among the people. Esiji observed their techniques, nodding approvingly. The Etsoko fight with precision, not brute force. If we combine their tactics with our strength, we may stand a chance. Idia placed a reassuring hand on his shoulder. Then let us ensure they learn from us as much as we learn from them. As night fell, she and Esiji sat by the campfire, watching the warriors train. He glanced at her, admiration in his eyes. You did it, Idia. You brought them here. She exhaled, staring into the flames. It's only the beginning. The true test lies ahead. Far from Benin, in the depths of a shadowy cave, Ohen stood before an ancient artifact, his followers chanting in low, guttural tones. He poured blood over the relic, and the ground trembled as a ghostly apparition emerged. A voice echoed through the darkness. What do you seek, mortal? Ohen's lips curled into a sinister smile. Power. Enough to crush Benin and its warrior queen. The spirit's voice dripped with malice. Power comes at a cost. Are you prepared to pay it? Whatever it takes, Ohen whispered. A surge of dark energy erupted from the artifact, enveloping him. His power grew, but so did the abyss within him, threatening to consume what little humanity remained. That night, Idia dreamed of a battlefield soaked in blood. The cries of the dying rang in her ears. In the distance, Ohen loomed, his dark magic consuming everything in its path. A voice broke through the chaos. Osazi, the ancient seer, appeared beside her. "This is what awaits if you falter," he warned. "The Egala will bring ruin, but their strength lies in Ohen. He is the key." Idia turned to him, her jaw set. "Then I will destroy him." Osazi's gaze darkened. "Beware, Idia. His power feeds on fear. To defeat him, you must confront more than his magic, you must confront yourself." She awoke with a gasp, her resolve stronger than ever. As dawn broke, the kingdom stood ready. Soldiers lined the walls, their weapons gleaming in the morning light. Scouts returned with grim news, the Egola army approached. Idia stepped forward, her voice unwavering. "This is our land, our home. We fight not just for ourselves but for our children, our ancestors, and our future. Stand strong, for Benin will not fall." The warriors roared in response, their spirits ignited. A dark cloud gathered on the horizon. The Egola army had arrived. At the forefront stood Ohen, his eyes glowing with unnatural energy. He smirked. "Let us see if your courage can withstand the storm, warrior queen." Idia, the first rays of sunlight bled across the sky, casting an ominous red hue over the battlefield. On the towering walls of Benin City, Queen Idia stood, her piercing gaze fixed on the approaching Egola army. Her face, carved with years of wisdom and war, remained unwavering. Beneath her, the warriors of Benin gathered in tight formations, their bronze armor glinting under the dawn's glow. The distant pounding of war drums sent a tremor through the air, a haunting prelude to the bloodshed to come. She turned to Esegi, her son and the Oba of Benin, her voice steady but urgent. "This is it," she said. "The moment we've prepared for. Make sure the Etsoko warriors hold the flanks. We cannot afford to be overwhelmed." Esegi nodded, his jaw tight with determination. "Understood. I'll see to it myself." With a final glance at the horizon, Idia faced her army. Her voice, rich and commanding, soared above the restless murmurs of her soldiers. "Today, we do not fight for glory. We fight for the survival of our people, for our future. Let the world see the strength of Benin." A thunderous cry erupted from the warriors, their spirits ignited by her words. As the sun rose higher, the earth trembled beneath the stampede of the advancing Egola army. A storm of chaos and bloodshed was about to be unleashed. The battle began with a deafening roar. Egola warriors, fierce and many, crashed against the Benin defenses like waves against stone. The clash of metal rang through the air as swords and spears met with bone and flesh. Idia, a force of nature, stood at the front, her blade carving through the enemy ranks with precision and fury. "Hold the line," she bellowed. "Do not let them break through." Esegi led the Etsoko warriors into the fray, their ambush tactics wreaking havoc on the Egola formations. Yet, the sheer number of invaders threatened to overwhelm them. For every enemy cut down, more surged forward, relentless and unyielding. Then, amidst the carnage, a chilling presence emerged. Ohen. He floated above the battlefield, his form wreathed in shadow and flame. His laughter, cold and mocking, slithered through the air. "You cannot win, Idia," he sneered. "You are nothing against the power I wield." Idia's grip tightened around her sword. Her heart pounded, not with fear, but with resolve. "We shall see about that." Ohen raised his arms, and the heavens darkened. Black clouds churned, lightning forked across the sky, and a suffocating weight pressed upon the warriors of Benin. Dark magic pulsed through the air, sowing fear and confusion in their ranks. "Crush them all," Ohen commanded. "Benin will fall before me." As the morale of our warriors wavered, Idia knew their only hope lay in severing the serpent's head. "Esegi," she shouted. "We must break his hold over them." If we take him down, the rest will crumble. Eseji met her gaze and nodded, determination flaring in his eyes. Together, they charged through the chaos, carving a path toward the sorcerer. At the heart of the battlefield, Ohen stood within a vortex of darkness, his eyes alight with malice. "You are foolish to challenge me, Idia," he spat. "You have already lost." Idia's response was as sharp as the blade in her hand. "I have not come to challenge you, Ohen. I have come to end you." With a snarl, Ohen unleashed a torrent of dark energy. The ground cracked and splintered beneath its force. For a moment, it seemed as though Idia would be swallowed by the abyss. But she was unbreakable. Summoning the strength of her ancestors, she surged forward. Her blade met Ohen's magic in an explosion of blinding light. The battlefield seemed to freeze in that moment, the very air charged with power. Then, the light faded. Idia stood, unyielding, her sword gleaming. Ohen, once a being of immense power, now knelt before her, his dark magic flickering like dying embers. His voice, weak and disbelieving, trembled. "How? How did you?" "You underestimated the strength of Benin," Idia whispered, "and the heart of its queen." With one final, decisive strike, she drove her blade through Ohen's chest. His form convulsed, his magic unraveling. With a final, agonized cry, he crumpled to the earth, lifeless. The storm above dissipated, and with it, the morale of the Egola army shattered. Eseji, his sword drenched in battle, raised his voice. "Benin will not fall today." Their warriors, emboldened, pressed forward. The Egola forces, leaderless and broken, turned and fled. The battle had been won. As silence settled over the field, Idia surveyed the wreckage. Victory had come at a great cost, but they had prevailed. Eseji stepped beside her. "You did it, Idia. You ended it." She exhaled, exhaustion finally weighing on her shoulders. "We did it. Together." A roar of triumph erupted from the surviving warriors. The kingdom of Benin had stood strong. But as the sun dipped below the horizon, a shadow lingered in Idia's mind. Later that night, as she stood upon the city walls, a spectral figure emerged from the darkness. Osazi, the spirit of her ancestors. His voice, deep and foreboding, drifted through the night air. "The battle was won, but the war is far from over. There are still those who seek to tear this kingdom apart." Idia turned to him, her gaze unflinching. "Then I will stand against them, as I always have." Osazi's expression darkened. "You must. But be warned, Ohen's death is only the beginning. The true enemy lies not in the realm of the living, but in the realm of the spirits." A chill ran through her veins. But she straightened her shoulders, her resolve unshaken. "Then I will confront them, too." Years had passed since the fierce clash with the Egola and the mystic trials within the Whispering Forest. The kingdom of Benin had blossomed into a golden era under the reign of Oba Eseji. But behind that prosperity stood one unwavering pillar, Queen Mother Idia. Her name had become legend. Not just for her brilliance in strategy or her mastery of spiritual arts, but for the strength of her heart. Idia's wisdom had not only safeguarded the kingdom in times of turmoil but had ignited a legacy of peace, progress, and pride. Within the royal palace, once tense with the shadows of political rivalry, there now echoed laughter, diplomacy, and the rhythm of innovation. Envoys from distant lands crossed oceans and deserts to witness the marvels of Benin, its intricate bronzes, its sophisticated defenses, and the woman whose influence shaped them all. From the palace balcony, Idia watched over her people, the sun warm on her aging face. Her eyes still burned with that unmistakable fire, the same fire that had carried her through war, sacrifice, and triumph. The royal historian approached quietly, his voice reverent. "The people whisper your name with awe, my queen. They say you are more than mortal, that you walk with the spirits." She did not respond with pride, only a soft truth as she gazed across the kingdom she helped build. I am no spirit, only a woman who chose to fight when others would not. Moments later, Eseji entered the chamber. In his hands, an intricately carved ivory staff, a gift of honor. You have given everything for this kingdom, my queen, he said, gently placing the staff beside her. It is time you rest. But Idia's smile was faint and knowing. A warrior does not rest while there is still work to be done. Eseji chuckled, unable to hide his admiration. And what work remains, when you've already changed the course of history? She turned toward the horizon, where the sky burned with golden hues of dawn. Ensuring the ones who come after me never forget. Deep within the palace halls, a group of young warriors and scholars sat gathered around a gleaming bronze plaque. It bore the tale of Queen Idia, etched with care, glowing in the torchlight. An elder stood before them, his voice filled with reverence. She was the blade in the darkness, the shield against the storm. She led not for power, but for love, love for her people, and love for the land. A curious young girl raised her hand, her voice soft. But why did she never take the throne herself? Unseen until then, Idia stepped through the doorway, her presence instantly commanding. She had heard the question before, once upon a time, she had asked it herself. Because true leadership is not about titles, she said gently. It's about knowing when to lead from the front, and when to stand behind, so that others may rise. The room fell into odd silence. A young boy, wide-eyed and honest, stepped forward. One day, I'll be as brave as you. Kneeling beside him, Idia placed her hand over his heart. You already are, she whispered. Courage isn't found in war, it's found in the choices you make. Every single day. To stand for what is right, to protect those who cannot protect themselves. That, child, is the mark of a true warrior. Their eyes lit with purpose. In that moment, she saw it, the future of Benin. Not in monuments or relics, but in them. The next generation. That evening, as twilight kissed the sky, Idia made her way to the sacred grove. There, beneath ancient trees, lay the relics of the kingdom, resting now in peace. She reached out and placed her hand upon the trident of balance. Its power hummed faintly beneath her touch. My work is done, she whispered. The relics dimmed, their light retreating as if in solemn agreement. A gentle breeze danced through the leaves, and from the wind came a voice, familiar and ancestral. Rest now, daughter of the land. You have earned your place among us. She closed her eyes and breathed in the scent of earth and memory. But when she opened them, her smile returned. Not yet, she said softly. There are still stories to be told. And with that, Queen Mother Idia turned back toward the city. Her city. Her people. The warrior queen lived on, not just in history, but in every heart that dared to rise, to protect, and to dream. Her courage forged a kingdom. Her wisdom shaped an era. Her name would never be forgotten. Queen Idia's story isn't just a tale from the past, it's a legacy etched into the spirit of a people. Her courage, wisdom, and undying love for her land remind us that true power lies in sacrifice and purpose. But what do you think? Would you have walked the same path she did? Let us know in the comments below, we'd love to hear your thoughts. If this story moved you, inspired you, or taught you something new about our rich heritage, don't forget to hit that like button, share this video with fellow history lovers, and most importantly, subscribe to African Myths and Folklore, where legends come to life. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss a tale of courage, mystery, and ancient power from the heart of Africa. Until next time, keep the stories alive.